All right, let's talk about leveling up our databricks game. We're going on a mission today to move past all that tedious manual clicking. We're going to leave the UI behind and create our very first job using the Databricks API. This is where true automation really begins. So let's dive in. So here's our game plan, our mission briefing, if you will. First, we'll talk about why we're escaping the manual grind. Then we'll gather the credentials we need. After that, we'll craft the job's blueprint, execute the API call, and finally confirm that our mission was a success. Okay, phase 1, the objective. Let's really dig into why we're doing this. I mean, what's so wrong with just using the UI? I think we've all been there, right? You're setting up a job, clicking through endless menus, filling out the same fields over and over and over again. Not only is it slow, but it's so easy to make a tiny mistake that causes a huge headache later. That whole process, sometimes we call it ClickOps, it just doesn't scale. Well, there is a much better way, and that's the Databricks API. The API, or Application Programming Interface, is basically a way for us to talk to Databricks directly with code. We can create, update, and manage our jobs programmatically. This makes everything faster, way more reliable, and perfectly repeatable every single time. And that's the power we're here to tap into. All right, on to phase 2. Let's assemble our dossier. Before we can start issuing commands, we need the right credentials. Think of yourself as a secret agent. You can't just walk in the front door. You need the right keys to get access. And for this mission, we really only need 2 things. First, an access token. That's kind of like our security clearance. And second, the API endpoint, which is just the specific address we're sending our instructions to. So what is an access token really? It's basically a super secure temporary password. You generate it right from your Databricks user settings. It's just a unique string of characters that you include with your request, and it proves to Databricks that, yes, you actually have permission to do what you're trying to do. And the API endpoint? It's just a URL. Seriously, that's it. Think of it like a specific mailbox for a specific task. If you want to create a job, you send your instructions to the /API/2.1/jobs/create mailbox at your workspace's address. Simple as that. Every action has its own unique endpoint just like this one. Okay, credentials secured. Now for the really fun part, the core of our mission, drafting the plan. We need to tell Databricks exactly what this job should look like, and we do that by creating a detailed job blueprint. Now, our blueprint is written in a format called JSON. Don't let the code-like appearance fool you. It's actually pretty simple. It's just a set of keys and values. For instance, the name key is just for the job's display name. The tasks key is the most important part. It defines the actual work. And inside that, notebook_task points to the notebook you want to run, and existing cluster ID tells Databricks which cluster to use. See? Not so scary? And here's what it looks like all put together in a real JSON file. You can see the name we gave it, example job. You can see the tasks array, and right inside, the path to the exact notebook we want to run. This little block of text is our entire set of instructions, our complete blueprint, all ready to go. Credentials? Check. Blueprint? Check. You know what that means. It's time for action. This is the climax of our mission, executing the API call and actually bringing our automated job to life. We're going to use a really common command line tool called curl to send our request. Let's break this down piece by piece. First, -x post tells the server we want to create something new. Then, the authorization header is where we plug in that access token we generated. The content type header tells Databricks, hey, I'm sending you some JSON. And finally, the -d flag is how we attach our actual blueprint file. And that's the whole command. So we hit enter. The command is sent. Our request is flying through the internet. Now for that final, crucial phase, the mission debrief. Did it work? Let's find out. And success. If everything went according to plan, the API responds almost instantly with a confirmation message. And the most important piece of information in that response is the job ID. That's the unique identifier for our brand new job inside Databricks. Mission accomplished. So why do we care so much about this job ID? Because this ID is the key to everything else. With it, you can now use other API endpoints to immediately trigger a run, to check on the job status, or get more details. You can start building scripts that create and run jobs as part of a much larger automated workflow, like a deployment pipeline for your data projects. This is where things get really, really powerful. And that brings our mission to a close. We've gone from tedious manual clicks to clean, automated code. So the real question isn't just about creating one job. It's this. Now that you can create one job in a matter of seconds, what are you going to build when you can create 10 or 100 just as easily? The possibilities are pretty much endless.